Greetings, colleagues. Sooner or later, many people whose business is somehow connected with online trading come to the creation of a marketplace. Someone has suppliers who are ready to independently serve their group of goods, someone can offer their online store as an additional advertising platform, and for someone, you can offer a store for experiments. I have been spinning the idea of launching my own marketplace with digital goods for a long time, since the time of active cyber squatting. Now there is free time and a desire to study this topic in more detail. I remind you that the main condition for launching is no more than $100. By these launches, I understand that there will not be 100% of the functionality that I would like, but there will be an MVP on which you can test all the existing hypotheses. What is needed to start? Define required functionality. If you do not have special requirements, then you have not been in e-commerce yet. You should start by opening your online store. There are many free solutions with which you can do this. What is meant by the functionality of the marketplace? For me, for example, there is no need for payment and delivery modules. A separate seller account is required, where the user can create his own group of goods. The admin part of managing sellers and sellers' goods is required. That is, there should be something in between a classic marketplace and a classic classifieds ads board. For MVP, there is not such a large list of functionality that is required to start, since some of the functionality will most likely need to be finalized anyway, for example, the seller's API, where the seller will be able to confirm the status of the order and automatically send information about the product. Legal component. For a marketplace, this moment is essential if you plan to make a platform for more than 10 sellers. Why? Because the laws of most countries take a tax on the turnover of funds. For example, in Ukraine, at best, taxes need to be paid at 5%, while the amount of turnover cannot be a certain amount, or another type of tax is an income tax, in which it is not possible to launch a classic marketplace since everyone registered on the site must be entrepreneurs. I am sure there is similar legislation in most countries because working with individuals can come under suspicion of money laundering, and attract the attention of the tax authorities. The ideal situation is probably to register a legal entity somewhere in Portugal or Malta and work with cryptocurrency. For a startup, of course, this issue is not essential, and you can return to it later when the project is already in the field of view of the tax authorities, but you need to understand that this part can significantly affect the functionality of the site. The easiest solution in this part is to check if there are marketplaces in the market of your country that collect funds for their sellers through their accounts to understand how loyal the laws of your country will be to your startup. We consider profit. No, I do not urge you to write a full-fledged business plan and go to investors for money. At this stage, it is important to determine the profitable component of your startup. In most cases, this is a percentage of the sale of goods. As a rule, from 3% to 10%. In this commission, you need to include marketing, teamwork, support, technical support and expenses for related services, such as payment services like Stripe, and this is an average of 1.5% for each payment. In the business model of the project, for example, you can include a fixed micropayment for placing goods on the site, displaying ads, or subscribing to premium accounts. Write in the comments what profitable component you would add to your marketplace. Define product groups for the marketplace. In my view, need to define 20 to 30 product groups that should be presented in the marketplace and determine the flagship products of these groups. After the launch, you can add your own products there, or, under different users, add other people's products with your extra charge. In my life, I have come across a lot of different marketplaces, from selling instructions and diagrams for the production of wood products, to, for example, a marketplace for renting ordinary things. There is no such product or service that cannot be presented under which it is impossible to make a marketplace. Who are your clients? For those products that you have identified as flagship or main for your product groups, you need to find information about their sales on other marketplaces or online stores. It's a good idea to use analytics tools like semrush.com or Google Keywords as a last resort. This will give an understanding of the competitiveness of this market. Let me remind you that we only have $100 to start the marketplace, so there is no budget for marketing. The only chance is to work with specialized low-frequency product queries. Who are your vendors? Before launching your marketplace, it's worth contacting several product suppliers with a simple question of how interested they are in presenting their products on your site, to resell at a premium or sell on their behalf. There can be quite a lot of work here because communication always takes time. But I'm sure that it will give you new ideas both around your main idea and around your market as a whole. We are looking for a scripts for our marketplace. The video was supposed to be only about this part, and about the installation of the marketplace. But while their search for a solution was going on, it became clear that one video would not be enough to cover the topic. Therefore, if you are interested in information on the launch of your marketplace, subscribe to the channel. I will definitely tell you which script I chose and we will install this solution on our server. So, I started searching for my favorite script selling site, CodeCanyon.net. When searching for a marketplace script, the main requirement for me was that the scripts of the finished marketplace passed the checks of the page speed tool, which is an indicator of the site's optimization for various types of devices. This question is no longer about scripts, but about the design of the site. However, in this case, I considered it very significant. Let's check several dozen proposed solutions. I have a selection of 5, familiar scheme for searching, isn't it? I used to choose the best online chat software, the link will be in the description. But here this scheme did not work, because in most cases the page speed checking is not passed, especially for mobile devices, and we know that Google loves when the design works well for mobile devices. According to some statistics, the share of web surfing on mobile devices is already at least 50%. In general, I had to change the approach. For this I went to Google, read Quora, and flipped through Fiverr. There were even more questions, but about what I chose in the next videos. It is worth spending at least 2 hours on each item, and sleeping with each conscious thought for several nights so that you reflect on the information received and it is structured in your head. Peace.